What is up, Ohio? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Broulis Beat Report. I am your host, Nick Broulis. Today is Sunday, June 2nd, 2019. Welcome to the Broulis Beat Report. The Broulis Beat Report is brought to you, as always, by Cafe 80s, and major shout out to Andy and the guys. Last night had a great time at Nathan's Patio in Canton, Ohio. Appreciate the great time. It was a lot of fun, a lot of great music. Definitely appreciate the time. And if you are interested in going out to see a Cafe 80s show and you want to keep up to date with where they're going to be playing at, all you have to do is download that Bands in Town, the application on your smartphone, like what I've already done. That way they'll even send you emails letting you know when they're going to be in a town near you. You can get on Facebook and type in Cafe 80s. Or you can go to their actual website, go to thecafe80s.net, got a full list of where they're going to be at, as well as their playlist, a couple other different things on there. Feel free to check them out. As a matter of fact, the next time they will be out on tour will be the 15th of this month at Lexington County Firemen's Festival in Alliance, Ohio. So please be interested in coming out. You should really check it out. It'll be a good time if you love 80s music. Now, if you want to check me out on Twitter, I've been doing a lot of Twitter polls lately. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, just type in @Broulis Report. That's my Twitter handle. B as in boy, ROULIS. That's @Broulis Report if you want to follow me on Twitter. Now, I did recently do a poll just the other day, and I actually got 14 people to vote on it. I actually got to find it here for you. So this is completely unrelated to sports, but I wanted to do it anyways. I ran a poll. Here was the question. For $1 million, I ask you, would you train for 1 year to climb Mount Everest? Well, I got 14 votes. It started out as 2 people saying yes. Then it evened out, and to finalize it, 50% both ways. So that's pretty impressive right there in itself. So thank you for voting. Definitely appreciate it. I'll be throwing out more polls as the days go on. It could be sports related. It might not be sports related. I could get an idea whether I'm driving around, listening on the radio, something pops in my head, whatever. All right, so let's get down to business here. So let's talk some Tribe baseball. The Indians did pretty well in their last series against the Boston Red Sox. Now they're in Chicago, and as we speak, they're playing the White Sox. They're finishing up that series, and they've played okay. They've pretty much been they're playing as well as you've expected them, considering how well they've played lately. So here's what I want to get at. This team is pretty much showing who they are at this point in the season. Granted, they still have some significant injuries, but you can't really use that as an excuse right now considering what the Yankees have been dealing with all year long. I actually got a fun fact thrown at me last night, courtesy of my friend Jess, saying that the New York Yankees injury list, the payroll on there, is higher than the Cleveland Indians payroll. A lot of that is due to Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, but it's just a fact that I heard that I thought was pretty funny. So, here's where I'm looking at. I got the Cleveland Indians schedule right here. And I told some people the other day, I'm giving them until the end of this next homestand, which starts on Tuesday with a 3-game series against the Minnesota Twins, and then a 3-game series against the New York Yankees, a day off, and then 2 games with the Cincinnati Reds for the Ohio Cup. You know how all that goes. Now, originally I said I'm giving them till the end of the homestand. But right before I decided to start this Broulis Beat Report, I've changed my mind. I'm giving the Indians until the end of this month, meaning the end of June. Okay? So as I just said, you got the homestand coming up with the Twins and the Yankees coming in town along with the Reds. Then they go to Detroit for 3, to Texas for 4. Then they come back home to host the Tigers for 3. And then they host the Kansas City Royals for 3. And then they round out the month of June with a 3-game series at Baltimore. So they have until the end of this month to show me that they have the ability to still get back in and win the AL Central. So 2 things are going to have to happen, obviously, because considering they have such a large gap in between them and the Twins in the Central. A, they're going to have to start winning a lot more, and B, they're going to have to hope that the Twins hit a couple rough spots this month. Because if they're not a decent amount closer, and I'm talking, if they're not within, say, 5 or 6 games back of the Twins by near the end of June, then I don't know what to say. That's where I say you start calling up the young guys, and you start looking around to see what you can get for different players on the roster. So that's what I have for the Indians. Now, the hot topic, and arguably the hottest topic all week on sports radio, was the accident that happened down in Houston when the Cubs and the Astros were playing. The center fielder for the Cubs hit a line drive right into the stands along the third base line, and I believe it was a 4-year-old little girl got hit by the foul ball. Now, here's the thing. A couple years ago, something happened, and I told some people, they need to extend the netting from the end of the dugout all the way to the end of the foul pole. A couple of the arguments I got was, well, people aren't paying attention, they're on their cell phones, that type of stuff. Well, here's my thing. Are you really going to throw out a cell phone issue to a 4-year-old girl? Granted, she could have been playing a game. Not saying she couldn't have. She could have very well been. But I will say this. Here's my counter to that. I don't care who you are. I don't care what age you are. And I don't care what you're doing. Today, you only have usually a split second of reaction time in between the ball coming off the bat and meeting you wherever you're sitting. Also, let's keep this in mind. And someone brought this up on the radio, and I thought it was excellent points. Number 1, how often are you sitting down and you got to stand up because somebody's coming through your aisleway, or they're coming back from going to the bathroom or getting pop or whatever the case may be? Well, guess what? You may not always be paying attention on what's going on in the batter's box. So that ball could be coming at you as you're sitting up or sitting back down. Number 2, what if you go down and take your eyes off the action for just a second to get a drink of water or pop or whatever, or beer for you people that drink beer? It can happen then. When you're eating, it's things like that can happen. And there's not enough reaction time most of the time when these balls are coming off the bats, because they're coming off the baseball bats anywhere between 100 and 110 miles an hour most of the time. I personally was just at an Indians game about 2 weeks ago, and a guy for the Oakland Athletics hit a home run to right field, and that ball's coming in like a torpedo. And most of the fans are just waiting for it to bounce off the wall and ricochet so it slows down the momentum a little bit. So I can only imagine how bad it is when you're on the baseline and you're still that close. So it's about time. Baseball, you need to do this. You need to get it right. Extend the netting all the way to the foul pole. And I also heard something about, well, what about the kids that go up to the wall to get their autographs? Okay, I understand that, but guess what? Do like what they do in football. Have people out on the sideline up to about 15 to 20 minutes before they're about to get kickoff. Have them stand in a yellow area where there's yellow lines and they're not allowed to walk past that. Let them come out on the field if they want to, get it whatever they want signed, and about 10 minutes before the game's about to start, make them go back up to their seats and then raise up the netting. It's as simple as that. So there's my opinion on that. I appreciate all of you for tuning in to the Broulis Beat Report. My name is Nick Broulis, and until next time, have a good one, everybody.